Hello, I'm going to do a review on this top cocking M10 45 upper that I got from FTF Industries off the internet. Now the reason why I bought this upper is because I finally built up this second lower receiver that I bought back in 1992. This lower receiver is for was made by a company called Jersey Arms Works in New Jersey. It was actually built by a company called Hatton Industries in Indian Mills, New Jersey. And it is a very close copy to an original Powder Springs M1045. I bought two of these as stripped receivers back in 1992. As soon as I got them, I built one of them up so I could shoot it, and I put this in my safe. I finally finished populating this gun and getting it ready to shoot, and I needed an upper. I didn't have an upper or a bolt assembly for this particular gun, so I bought this upper for this receiver. Now this receiver here, this is an original Powder Springs, Georgia Military Armaments Corporation receiver that was built and that was made in 1973. And the upper from this, I'm going to compare the upper for this, which was actually made by RPB Industries. I'm going to compare the upper for this original one with this new replacement one that I got from FTF. First of all, FTF advertised this as a dual-purpose upper. Now there were two main M1045 guns that were made over the years. The first was either an open bolt machine gun or an open bolt semi-automatic pistol that they made for a short time, and that had used one type of upper. Later on, they actually made a hammer-fired closed bolt semi-automatic pistol, and this upper will allegedly work in both the semi-automatic and the full automatic or open bolt semi guns. And the reason why they do it is, if you look under here, you'll be able to see the difference. You notice how this is cut back here, because I'm assuming that you have the hammer and the semi-automatic M1045 receivers, so you have to have clearance back here for that hammer. In the original machine gun, you'll notice the difference here. You see, this is solid here and this is cut back. Okay, but this upper here is supposed to be able to work in either the semi-automatic lowers or the full auto or open bolt lowers. This one over here will only work in the open bolt or full auto lowers. This is the original. This was the original RPB, Mac, and SWD may have made some of them. Okay, so first of all, the dimensions on this are fairly close, although later on I'm going to show you how it fits a little loose in the lower. But the dimensions don't look too bad. You've got a little bit of a different cut in the front. If you notice, the cut over here in the front is shaped a little different in the original. You notice here, here, and here, where the bolt handle goes. But I've checked them both, and you can still lock the bolt in the forward position in this one as well as the original. So that's okay. You'll notice in the original upper, you have these ribs in the side here. No ribs. Now, I believe that these ribs are here for catching any dirt or debris that gets in the gun as you're shooting it, and that's supposed to allow you to keep shooting the gun even though it's really dirty. This one doesn't have that. That's a big difference. But I can live with that because I always clean my gun every time I shoot it. The biggest difference here between these two is if you look at inside here, you'll notice that the barrel on this original Mac upper it's not Parkerized, it's blued. This is a blued barrel, and the interior is also blued. The barrel is blued. That means that the lower was Parkerized first, and then the barrel was installed on the upper here. If you look at this particular upper, this barrel is totally Parkerized. And that what I mean by totally Parkerized is it's Parkerized inside and out. they actually parkerize the inside of the barrel, so all the rifling in the barrel is parkerized. That makes a pretty rough coating on this rifling in here. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to return this. I think I changed my mind. I think I'm going to keep this gun. I haven't shot, this upper, I haven't shot it, but I still think I'm going to keep it. But it's really a close decision on my part because I don't like the fact that they actually parkerize the inside of this barrel. They could have put some corks in here or something like that when they parkerized it, or they could have parkerized this first and then installed the barrel like they did on the original, but no. They parkerized this barrel inside and out, and I'm not crazy about that. I'm also not crazy about this this little piece that goes across here. This has it's been welded, but it's sort of like a spot weld here that I'm not really crazy about. Can you get a closer up of this weld here? I'm not really crazy about that, and this is going to be sitting against the inside of the receiver to keep it from flopping around, and that I'm worried that this might actually crack in the future, but I think it'll work. The other problem that I have with this upper is that if you put it in the gun, oh jeez. All right, there we go. You put it in the gun. There's a lot of play in this gun. This upper fits much looser than the original upper does, and I'm worried about that because if this is going to be pounding back and forth, I'm worried that this will eventually egg out my receiver pinholes. That's one of my other big concerns. So, oops, this way. There we go. Trying to get this one-piece KNS receiver pin. Now, if you look in here, there's a bolt inside here, and this sits up against this sits up against here, and that keeps the back of the upper receiver from bouncing up and down. And it fits on here, but there's not a lot of surface on this to fit on there to hold that. So that's another one of my concerns. But I think this will work, and I'll probably keep it. But as far as recommending this to anyone else who owns a submachine gun, no, I cannot recommend this for someone who owns a machine gun. I don't even think I can recommend this for people who own the semi-automatic pistols because of the way they parkerize the inside of the barrel. You know, a lot of people might say that it's not a big deal, but to me, it's just a quality issue to me. It's funny that people thought that RPB and the original SWD and Cobra guns were put together so poorly, but the upper receivers that they made are really very well made. I think that the original receiver is much better made than this replacement here. Oh, the other thing is that I have this is what they call a hanger, and these came with every one of the guns that you would buy. I don't know if they came with the separate uppers, but I'm going to have to get this. This one didn't come with the hanger or the clip that holds the hanger on, and so I cannot put a front strap or a sling. I usually put a sling on my guns. I can't put a sling on this. I'm going to have to send away to Cobra and get an extra what do they call this thing? A hanger. I'm going to have to get an extra hanger along with the clip that holds it on. That's $10, I think. Who knows how much they charge me for shipping. But that's about all I have to say about this upper. I'm probably going to use it, and we'll see how it shoots, but I can't recommend it. Thank you very much to my wife for videotaping this. Thank you.